There is one rule that will help you get jacked and attract girls. I used to be super skinny, but applying this rule made me get jacked and get recognition from girls for the first time ever. Before applying this rule, from 14 to 17 years old, I was in the gym every single day working out calisthenics with a little bit of weights, and I had little to no progress. I was very lean and I had abs, but I had very little muscle to go with it in the important areas like chest, shoulders, back. I still looked like a very skinny kid, especially with clothes on. You wouldn't really know that I worked out, and for the longest time, I couldn't figure out why, and it was killing me. I would watch constant videos on YouTube, search on Google, read all the articles on what I could do in order to get jacked and actually get attention from girls. And I thought that this was the biggest thing holding me back from getting attention, and if I could just get jacked, that this would help me out. And it is one factor that helped me out amongst many, but this is what we're gonna be focusing on in this video. The rule is that you need to train hard, very intensely, and progressively overload. But there's a particular way that you need to do things if you want to attract girls. See, most guys don't even realize what girls find attractive in the first place. And I've been a bit of a playboy over the years, and every time I get a little more intimate with girls, I like to find out what is their type. I'm always curious. And they always say the same thing in terms of physical appearance. Number one is that girls prefer guys with low body fat. This is one thing I've seen time and time again. I've been out in Sweden the past 3 summers, and when I'm out there, every girl looks really good. They're beautiful, they've got an amazing body, they're very much, in great shape themselves, going to the gym, working out, running, whatever it is they do for exercise to look so good. And one thing they always say is they want their partner to also look great. They don't want a partner who is subpar, who's not taking care of themselves when they are. It's just kind of like an illogical fallacy. They're already so beautiful as it is, and now they've got this great body to go along with it. So of course they want their partner to be putting in the work to have a good enough body. It's more about being low body fat, taking care of yourself, than it is about any other thing. That's one of the biggest things that I've noticed amongst all the girls I've asked this question, is they really just want guys who are overall lean. If they have abs, that's a great bonus, and if they have muscle, great, but it's just more about being lean, having low body fat. It shows in the face. It's just overall a nice appearance to have instead of being fat and overweight, and that's one thing that's really gonna deter girls. And the second thing that girls find attractive might actually surprise you. So 2 summers ago in Sweden, I was casually seeing this girl, and she was really close with one of her friends, and they went on vacation together to Spain. Whilst in Spain, they met like this fitness influencer, this kid who was trying to come up on Instagram doing fitness. And he actually really wasn't that big. He was a lot smaller than I was at the time, and he was just ripped. He had a 6-pack and he was taking care of himself, but he didn't have too much muscle, but he was really trying, and this was his passion and he loved it, whatever, right? And she showed me this guy, and I think her friend got with him, I don't know exactly, but she showed me him, and she found him attractive, although he wasn't the biggest. And see, one of the things that ties into the last point is that they actually don't care how much muscle you have. Wherever you are in your journey is completely fine. As long as you're in the gym and you're working out, you can pretty much make do with whatever amount of muscle you have. Is this something I didn't really understand when I was younger? There was plenty of times when I was just really lean with that 6-pack and I had, not too much muscle on my chest and shoulders, where girls did find me attractive, but due to the fact that I was lacking in so many other areas, I would lose them. And this only came around like once every year. So I had one opportunity in junior year, I had an opportunity in senior year that I kind of took advantage of and then messed up. But I was so clueless when it came to dating girls that even the opportunities that were thrown my way, because I was attractive enough with a decent enough physique, I still fumbled the bag. So no matter where you are, you have plenty of muscle to get girls, even if you're just starting out. If you are lean and you're working out and you're in the gym and you have some muscle, you don't need to be Mr. Olympia to attract girls. And this is kind of the point I'm trying to make with this video, is that we're not going to be bodybuilders. 99% of you watching this don't have the goal of going on stage and competing in a Mr. Olympia to try and get a trophy. You just want to be attractive to girls. and it is a lot simpler than you would imagine. Very few things are required in order to be attractive to girls, and one of them is the low body fat. The other one is just having a decent bit of muscle. And I'm gonna show you the highest return on investment way to do this without spending all your time in the gym, so you don't have to be in there hours every day, you don't have to be obsessing over it, and you can just kind of be effortlessly attractive by going to the gym, very little, just doing the key important ingredients that will actually allow you to get bigger. And ironically, I've been getting more progress and more gains with this system working out less than when I was working out every single day. So let's dive into that. So if you're making this mistake, you're never gonna build an attractive body. And I've done this myself from 14 to 17 years old. As I told you before, I got very little progress in the gym. I have a friend who I know who is currently doing this, and he works out all the time, yet he makes no progress and he looks like he doesn't work out. So this is one of the biggest things that's gonna hold you back from actually seeing progress in the gym. See, if you show up to the gym and you just kind of have that show up mentality where like the win itself is showing up, you're not gonna make any progress. You need to come to the gym very intentional. You need to be tracking your lifts. You need to be pushing yourself, working out very, very intensely, going to failure and getting stronger for your next lift. Continuously doing this is what's gonna be the factor that drives muscle growth. That is why in the last 6-7 months, I've only been working out every 4th day, yet I've made better progress than I have in areas of my life when I was working out every single day for years. See, I've been focusing on progressively overloading, and every time I come in, I check my notes, I see exactly what I hit last time, I go for one more rep, and I'm getting stronger, I'm getting bigger, I'm doing the things that I really need to do in order to drive growth. And this is one of the key factors that's gonna allow you to either fail or succeed, is the intensity and the progressive overload that you come into the gym with. And here's how you use this rule to actually become attractive to girls, focusing on all the areas we've gone over now. So what you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna progressively overload the key compound lifts. I'm talking about squat, RDLs, barbell bench, barbell rows, pull-ups, dips. These are all the exercises you need to be focusing on. You don't need to be doing little isolation exercises, especially for the big muscle groups. You're wasting your time on those. So on these lifts, you're gonna wanna take about 2 to 3 sets at most and really come in with intention. You're gonna wanna pull up notes, you're gonna wanna write out the exercises you're using, you're gonna wanna figure out what your 10 rep max is, and then you're gonna wanna just add 1 rep or more every single workout until you get to 15, and then you can reset. And doing this style of progressive overload is gonna be the most effective, being in the hypertrophic rep range. See, remember earlier I was saying we're just trying to become attractive to girls. We're not trying to be Mr. Olympia, we're not trying to be a strong man, and where you're gonna see the most results is in the hypertrophic rep range. Anywhere from 8 to 15 reps is really gonna allow you to build the most muscle and get the highest return on investment, also while having the gym be very safe for you. You can push and get really strong in this rep range, but it's gonna be safe. You're not doing 1 rep maxes, you're not risking injury. Injury is gonna be one of the biggest things that will set you back. So doing this style where you're really just focusing on getting stronger, you're tracking your lifts, you're coming in very intense, just doing the absolute necessary things. It's called the minimum effective dose, MED. It's from the book, The 4-Hour Body, where it basically states muscles don't require that much stimulus in order to grow. So if you do the key things, which is intensity, progressive overload, and then you allow the muscles to recover, you're gonna experience tons and tons of growth. And you don't even need to do that much in order to get it. See, if you're someone who just wants to become attractive to girls, this is what you should be doing. You shouldn't be in the gym every single day. There's so many other areas that are so much more important, as I kind of hinted to earlier in that story, where when I had a lean body, I had a little bit of muscle, I was attracting some girls, I just was clueless on what to do with it. If I focused on communication, female psychology, just going and getting more experience, talking to more girls, putting myself out there more, I would have done so much better. But instead I thought I needed to have the biggest, best physique, when in reality, whatever you have within this journey of building a great body is gonna be perfectly fine. So if you're just starting out, you are okay. If you're already, intermediate in the gym, if you've got your lifts, you're pushing heavy weight, you're also set. There's nothing holding you back from having tons and tons of successful girls. And this is the personal strategy that I prefer, and I think a lot of people can resonate with. And I kind of adopted this from Kino Body, Greg O'Gallagher. He was the first one to introduce this to me along with the 4-Hour Body, where it's very just minimalistic training. You're focusing on the key things that are actually gonna drive muscle growth. And ironically, it actually allows you to make better progress than the other systems, the ones where you're working out every day. At least in my opinion, that's what I've found for myself. So if this video helps you out, go ahead and subscribe to this channel. On here, I'm gonna teach you how to become attractive and get your dream girl. So if that sounds of interest, go ahead and book a free coaching call with me down below. We're gonna discuss where you're at in your dating life and give you actionable steps in order to improve that and get your dream outcome. So if that sounds of interest, go ahead and book that down below. I'm only taking on 3 new coaching clients this month. Once they fill up, then we're gonna stop these free coaching calls. So make sure you go ahead and book that in down below and secure your spot. I'll see you guys on there. Have a great day, everyone.